explain to you the evolution and some of the uses of maple syrup. So, I mean, I've done some research and I've actually baked for quite a while in my life, so I kind of know a lot of little tips and secrets and tricks to using common items and different types of varieties. So today I'm going to be talking specifically about the origin, how to make it, and some of its uses. So now before we get with all of the fun part, we're going to talk about the origins. There's no official date as to when maple syrup has been originally founded, since the Native Americans introduced it to the settlers. But according to the New England Maple Museum, there's actually an Iroquois legend that talks about these two young boys running through this forest, and they stop and see the squirrel chewing on a tree. So obviously, Native Americans, they like to do what nature does. So they also decided to bite the tree. And when they did, they found that the sap within the tree was actually quite sweet. So then they took some of their methods and decided to extract the sap from the tree and use that to flavor some of their foods. And then later they found a way to concentrate it to put it to more uses. So now that we know a little bit about the origin and where it came from, now we're going to go into how to produce it. Okay, so this is what, I don't know if you guys see that? Okay. So this is what a maple tree is. It's actually, the best maple syrup comes from a sugar maple, which is this tree right here. And the reason why is because, according to Dr. Finkhauser, a biology professor at the University of Cincinnati, he says that the sugar maple has the highest natural concentration of sugar in the sap. Now, since the sugar maple requires such a cold climate to produce the sap, as well as an acidic soil, is actually only found in this region, the shaded part. So it's basically the Atlantic coast, northeast, and parts of southern Canada. Okay, so now that you know about the type of tree that it is, I'm going to talk about how to make it. So basically, when you make maple syrup, you're just tapping the tree, which is just an extraction of the sap. To get the best syrup, you want to have a healthy tree to begin with. So with it takes about a 15 to 20 inch diameter of the base of the trunk, because that's when they're big enough, they're old enough to produce the right amount of sap. And the perfect time to extract the sap is actually right about now, early mid-March, because that's when the cold climate is over and the syrup is starting to melt from the tree. Some of the equipment used that you're going to need to extract the sap from the tree, this is most of it. You have, can you guys see this one? Okay. This right here is the spout, and then you just hang a bucket from the spout. You also want to make sure that you have a lid, because its sap is sticky and you don't want dirt and bugs and everything to get into your sap. So what you do is you take this from the tree. You want to get about 3 feet up from the ground on the sunny side of the tree, and you want it to go, when you drill your hole, you want to go like upwards so your sap can flow out easier. So when in the hole that you drilled, then you put this spout inside, and then you hang the bucket from it, and then put your lid on it. According to Mel Colling from Michigan State, he works in the forestry department, he says each spout can take about 15 gallons of sap, but you can't tap your tree more than once. Okay, so once you've extracted your sap from the tree, it takes about 40 gallons actually of sap to make 1 gallon of maple syrup because of the process. So to process it, once you've extracted it, you put it into a pan, and you put the pan on top of an evaporator, which basically, these are the pans up here. You put your sap inside of it, and then this evaporator, can you guys see that? Let me actually see if I can see it better. Okay. So this part right here is actually, it's kind of like a big stove. And what you do is you're basically boiling out all of the fluid and concentrating the sap down. The whole process takes anywhere from 2 to 20 hours, depending on how hot it is, your fire, and the amount of sap that you have collected to obtain. The desired temperature when it's actually concentrated to the best level is 220 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, over time, we have basically used the same process to collect the syrup as the Native Americans. The technology has changed, obviously. They didn't have metal back then. They didn't have big wood-burning ovens. But they basically used their natural ingredients. Now, we've just enhanced that by using the newer technology, and we've also enhanced the process of making syrup. Because if you continue to boil past the 220 degrees Fahrenheit, it actually crystallizes and forms sugar, which is actually a little bit healthier for you than regular white pure cane sugar. So now we get to the fun part, the uses. Now, obviously, it's famous for it on breakfast foods and donuts, but it can also be found within your oatmeal, your sweet potatoes. You can put it on your baked beans. You can sweeten it with fresh applesauce. You can also put it in teas. You can make a marinade with it. And with the marinade, you can basically put it on any type of meat that you want. You can also flavor it into your breads, make it like a sweet, kind of a sweet bread. You can also mix it in with butter and make like a spread to also put on your different types of breads. So now you know where it came from, how to make it, and how to use it. I've actually made some for you guys. These are a maple shortbread cookie, and they have a maple cream cheese frosting on it. So hope you guys enjoy.
Once.
This one.
I knew you were going to say that.
That's what I said.
Oh, sorry, some of them got broken in the car on the way here, but if you don't want it, I'll take it.
Did you bring any?
All right, Laura, what did you think?
I thought that the tension device wasn't as strong as it could have been. But I liked how it had the 3 major points really clearly stated, and the transitions, they flowed a lot better. And I think the topic was interesting because it's something we all use but don't really know about. And then I think the little cookies was a nice twist. So. I think it was really good, and you didn't use notepads or anything, and you knew about your subject, so overall, it's good.
All right, let me start with a couple of things that I think are a little problematic, and then I'll go to the stuff that's real positive, so that way we can get all that unpleasantness out of the way. I find the survey thing really dull, especially with a question like this. How many of you have ever had maple? What planet would you have had to live on not to have come in contact with maple? Yeah, I would be amazed that there are many people in this room that haven't, and to be honest, I don't care, one way or the other. It's just dull asking us a question like that. I think you want a better visualization at the beginning to make this subject interesting to us.